Hello everyone, Dark Reviewer here, and I thought, well, I'll show off my new Dracoslayer deck I've been working on for a while. It's a really reliable deck, but it does have a few slight problems, but most of you can alter these decks, what I make, to fit your own playing style. I just give you the base build of it, and you can tweak it and twist it any way you want, and at the end, I will be making an announcement, so please stay tuned until then. Okay, first, one Darkness Metal for obvious reasons, just for special summoning and have a powerful beat stick on your side of the field. Next, triple, Magical Abductor. I use her mainly with pendulum scales just so I can get search capability to get me whatever pendulum stuff I want. It's ridiculously useful, so I suggest you get hold of them if you can. Next, Archfiend Eccentric. If you saw my starter deck opening, you'll understand why people bought that starter deck. It's because of this bad bugger. She's really useful destroying your opponent's spell, traps, and monsters from her effect. So I would recommend you getting hold of her if you can get any copies. Next, 3 copies, and I've had tons of people take the piss out of me for running this guy, but Box of Friends. It's level 1, it's not the best card in the game, but it is really useful for special summoning normal monsters, and right now, pendulums, you can have yellow pendulum monsters and they're classed as normal, so special summon them, their attack and defense drop to 0, but most of the time you're just going to use them for Xyz material anyway on your next turn. Next, 1 rabbit for, well, any of the Dracoslayer stuff. There are normal monsters you can summon. Next, triple, Photon Thrasher. I recommend running this guy just because, well, he's a decent special summon monster, decent beat stick if you can't pendulum summon, and also it'll help out with the extra deck, which you'll see later on. Next, down to the main Dracoslayer stuff and Draco Lords. 3 of this guy, common knowledge, it's best to run 3 of pretty much all of them if you can. Next 3, Master Pendulum. Essentially you run the 2 normals at max if you can. Now this Dracoslayer, well, Draco Overlord, I don't like all that much because he's really limited on his effect. But I would recommend you run 2 of him. He's Lucifer, Pendulum, the Draco Overlord. He's pretty much only there just for damage really. He's a decent monster to run in the deck, but only if you're running against pendulum stuff. I would recommend having a 3rd one in your side deck, just be safe, and 1 Luster Pendulum, the Dracoslayer. Right now you only can have 1 of him, so I'm sorry about this, just deal with it until he gets buffed back up. And that's it for all the monsters. Next for the spells and traps. I run 3, Draco Connection. It's a pretty powerful spell card. Pretty much you target 1 dragon monster in your hand, shuffle into your deck, and then target 1 other dragon monster with the same level out to your hand. Essentially gives you loads of search capabilities. Next, 1 Draco Face Off. You only can have 1 right now, so the moment this gets, well, released again, you can use as many as you want. I suggest you run it at max capabilities. Next, 1 Chlorohermos, 1 Magic Gold Sarcophagus, 1 Dragon's Mirror, 1 Dark Hole, 2 Mystical Space Typhoons, but I would recommend you getting a 3rd one if you get the chance, or change them out for 2 Twin Twisters, whichever suits your playing style. I prefer MST, where I don't have to discard stuff from my hand. It's just my own preferred style, but you can run Twin Twisters, they work just as well. And 1 Poly for what you'll see in the starter deck in a minute. I am really sorry about the condition about this as well, but it's the only other one I haven't got in a deck that I'm using, so I am planning to swap it out when I use this deck. That's it for all the spells. For traps, this is mainly one-offs of everything, so it's going to be easy for you. 1 Pendulum Back, 1 Grand Horn of Heaven, 1 Compulse, 1 Solemn Warning, 1 Boundless, and 1 Mirror. This is my own preferred bit for my trap cards. Most people don't like to run traps with them, but I would recommend, if you do choose to ignore my trap section, at least run 2 trap abstuns. They are worth the price. And that's it for all the main deck. For the side deck, I run 1 Dracoslayer Draco Equise, which you'll see why I run him in a minute. Next for the Chlorohelmo stuff, I run 1 Red Eyes Black Sword, just for stuff in the graveyard, so your Xyz aren't pointless. 1 Goddess Bow, and 1 Rocket Hermos Cannon. They're just for the spell card pretty much in your deck. These two are just for piercing and extra attacks, pretty much destroying your opponent's stuff. And I normally use them as well to fuse with my Dragon Knight Dracoslayer, just to make him a little bit more useful in the game. As well as he's a 3200 beat stick, why would you want to not run him? Next I run 1 5-head dragon, just because, well, he's a symbol of all dragon decks, why would you not want to run him? 1 Ruinized Pendulum Dragon. I run him because this deck does have 3 spellcaster monsters in it, so why not running if you get the chance to summon him, as well as he'll get multiple attacks for you, so why not? Next I run 2 of the Fusion Dracoslayer. I only like to run 2 of him. Most people run 3, but I prefer just 2. I don't normally end up summoning him, but when I do, I only need to run 2 in the deck, so... But you can run it at 3 if you want. Next, I run 2 Princess Coleridge, just to get the box of friends from the graveyard back on the field, and she can't be destroyed, so it makes her really useful in the game. 1 Dark Rebellion, but I am planning to buff this guy up to 2. And yes, this is one of my favourite copies of him, just because it's all cracked and everything with the foil. It looks really cool in my opinion. I do prefer this over my Ghost Rare. Next, I run 2 the Xyz Dracoslayer. You pretty much all know about him right by now. He's a must for the deck. I run him at 2, but I would recommend running him at 3 if you can. Next, 1 Sky Blaster, just for basic destroying purposes and returning stuff back to the deck, because, well, you're going to need it in the long run of the game. And finally, once and for all, the only synchro you can run with the deck right now, as he's fucking limited to 1. Well, you all know what this guy does, and you all have learned to hate him because of it. But he is still my favourite Dracoslayer, and in design and effect. But yeah, that's pretty much everything for the deck. I hope you enjoy, and now to my little comment regarding earlier. When the Dark Side Dimensions comes out, I will be getting a load of the packets. And I am planning to open half the packs I get, but the other half I'm planning to have in a giveaway. And the majority of stuff I open, what I don't want, I will be giving away as well. But this is where you lot come in. You see, I'm going to be holding a small contest. Whoever wins it will get the remainder of the stuff, and so on and so forth, blah blah blah. But I need you to do 3 things. 1, I need you to be a subscriber to my channel in order to enter this contest. I'm sorry, but it's a rule. Next, I need you to leave a comment in the area below stating what you're looking forward to in the game, what do you think it's going, and of course, what do you think about the new movie. Your comments and views help this channel stay alive, so hope you enjoyed this. Thank you and good night.